Good evening. How's everybody doing tonight?
Great. How are you, Mr. Chair?
Very good, very good. Are we ready to go,
Yes,
Dolores?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we're ready when you are.
Okay, very good. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sean Igo. I'm Chairman of the Zoning Board of Appeals. We will now convene the October 23rd, 2025 meeting of the Yarmouth Zoning Board of Appeals. This is a hybrid meeting and it's being recorded. We will begin by taking a roll call for a quorum. Mr. Martin,
I am here.
Mr. Neitz,
I am here too.
Mr. Mantoni,
Here.
and Ms. Murphy.
Here.
And I'm here. With a quorum present, I will now call the meeting to order. We have two matters on our agenda tonight. The first one is petition 5198. That's Irene Holmes of 1 Parsonage Point, Yarmouthport, Mass. It's in an R40 zoning district. The applicant seeks a variance from section 203.5 for side setback relief to construct an elevated stairway to Elisha's Pond. I see we have the petitioner with her counsel. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Members.
Will you identify yourself for the record, please?
Sure. For the record, my name is Paul Tardif. I'm an attorney in Yarmouthport, and seated with me is Irene Holmes, who's the owner of 1 Parsonage Point in Yarmouthport, and she's the applicant tonight.
All right, please proceed.
Thank you. And as you indicated, we are seeking a variance to allow for the construction of a set of elevated stairs which will encroach into both side setbacks. This property is in the R40 zoning district, which requires lots, obviously, to have 40,000 square feet, a 30-foot front setback, 20-foot side setbacks, and a 20-foot rear setback. The property in question here at 1 Parsonage Point contains 12,180 square feet, is improved with a single-family dwelling which was built in about 1975. And as you can see from the plan, this lot is oddly shaped in that it is designed as a pork chop lot. Usually we see these lots which reach out to the street for frontage and have a large buildable area further in the back. In this case, it's reversed. We have the long neck of the lot, which is 10 feet in width, reaches to the rear of the property on Elisha's Pond. The elevation change on this lot is pretty drastic. About 34 feet from the top of the proposed stairs to 20 feet at the base, over a distance of 34 feet. Proposed stairs to be, well, obviously, it's not going to be able to meet any of the setbacks here in the neck. So we're only talking about construction here in this area right down here. The Yarmouth Conservation Commission has approved this plan for an elevated set of stairs in order to preserve the vegetation. I think you have a memorandum in your file indicating why it couldn't be a ground level set of stairs. If it was, by the way, we would not need relief, according to the building department. But because it's elevated, we do. But the purpose of the elevated stairs is to allow for the drainage, allow for growth of vegetation below the stairs to keep the banking tight so that it doesn't wash away. It should be noted that they have issued the order of conditions. We have that, so that's good. We also submitted this to the Old Kings Highway and indicated that it was exempt. It was, you cannot really see it from any roadway. They agreed. They issued the exemption. I think you have a copy of that as well. So because it is being constructed within that 10-foot wide little neck, we need to seek a variance tonight. As you know, under Section 2035 and by extension 10222, this board can grant a variance in cases where you find the following 3 criteria. One is a literal enforcement of the provisions of this bylaw would involve substantial hardship, financial or otherwise, to the petitioner or the appellant. The hardship is owing to circumstances related to soil conditions, shape, or topography of such land, but not affecting generally the zoning district in which it's located. And 3, desirable relief can be granted without substantial detriment to the public good, or nullifying or substantially derogating from the intent and purpose of the bylaw. It's my belief that the applicant can demonstrate all of these requirements, and in fact, this is the exact kind of case where a variance should be granted. First, the applicant purchased this property over 35 years ago. Has been enjoying her access to Alicia's Pond over that time by traversing that hill on foot. She now finds it difficult to negotiate the steep grade, and without the set of stairs, she's really going to be precluded. She indicated to me that as long as there's a railing that helps her get up and down, it's easy, but when you're on the dirt itself, it's very difficult. Being unable to utilize her property to the fullest extent in the way that she's been accustomed to using it, as far as I'm concerned, is a hardship. It also, if you cannot get up and down to the pond, which has pond access, the value of your property obviously is going to be diminished. I can tell you that if the panhandle portion of this lot were reaching out to the street like the old traditional, and she couldn't get to the street, a variance would most certainly be warranted. Second, the applicant's hardship is directly owing to the circumstances relating to not only the shape of her lot, but also the topography and the soil conditions. She meets all three. I don't think I've had a case in my years where you have all three on the plan here. There's not another lot like it on Alicia's Pond. I checked all of the assessor's maps for this pond and the neighboring ponds, and I don't see another lot anything like it. With the neck reaching down like that, with the set of the steep grade on that property. It just doesn't exist out there. The steep slope to the water makes it obviously necessary for the elevated staircase in this case, and it's elevated directly related to the soil conditions, as noted in the Conservation Commission memo that you have, that they didn't want to wash this whole slope out, and that's why it's elevated. Third, desirable, that's a hard word, desirable relief may be granted without either substantial detriment to the public good or derogating from the intent and purpose of the bylaw. First, permitting a set of stairs not visible from the public way is not detrimental to anyone at all. In fact, having the Conservation Commission approve this plan in advance in order to protect the Great Pond is a benefit to the public good. Second, the intent or purpose of the zoning bylaw is recited in section 100 of our bylaw, which states that the purpose of the bylaw is to promote the health, safety, convenience, and welfare of the inhabitants. Providing a method for the applicant to utilize her property and enjoy the pond is not going to derogate from the purpose of the bylaw. We believe that the project is in keeping with the purpose of the bylaw, meets the requirements, and the variance is warranted in this case. So if you have any questions in this regard, happy to answer them if we can. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Attorney Tarada. I do have a memo dated October 9th, 2025, addressed to us from Joe Gerolimo, the conservation agent. It says, regarding petition 51998, 1 Parsonage Point, Yarmouth Port, at its August 7th and August 21st, 2025 hearings, the Conservation Commission heard a notice of intent for a proposed wooden walkway over an existing footplant at Alicia's Pond in the buffer zone of a BVW, which BVW stands for Bordering Vegetated Wetland, inland bank, bordering land subject to flooding, and NHESP, which, if those of you that don't know what NHESP means, it's the National Heritage Endangered Species Program, estimated in priority habitat. The commission issued an order of conditions. The approval plan set proposed site plan stairs was last revised on August 1st, 2025. That's all I have. We're going to go to the board for some questions. Barbara, do you have any questions for the petitioner?
No, I don't think so. It looks pretty straightforward to me.
Okay. John, do you have any questions for the petitioner?
Not really, just, I guess what I would ask is, has there been any opposition to the petition?
One abutter showed up or at least appeared in some fashion at the Conservation Commission It's the abutter here.
Watts, is that the Watts?
I think there may be somebody in the audience too.
Yeah.
We'll get
and-
there.
Yeah, and I know that they received a phone call from the neighbor on this side as well today.
All right. Other than that, I don't have any questions about the petition itself. Thank you.
Okay. Dick Neitz, do you have any questions for the petition?
No, I don't think so. I think it's laid out pretty well, and I'm happy that they've gone to conservation and got their blessing and approval and good justification. But I too am, concerned and anxious to hear from the abutters as to the impact it might have on their lives too. So I'll listen intently.
Okay, thank you. Dick Martin, do you have any questions for the petition?
Don't think so. The path's going to be relocated onto the lot where it strays otherwise, I see.
That's correct.
No, I mean, I think, as long as there's no big issue with the neighbors and so forth, this is, the erosion that's going to occur from a path going down there is much worse than having a stairway, so, plus the stairway allows sunlight to get through and rain, so there can be vegetation underneath as well. So, I think it's a reasonable request and does, as the petitioner's attorney says, meet all the potential criteria. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but on that memorandum from Joe Girolamo from Conservation, there was a revised memo,
okay.
and it included everything that you read, but it also included a couple of other sentences that I don't know if it's significant or not, but just talking about why this walkway being above the ground rather than on the ground has less impact on the bank.
Okay, I thought I read something on that myself, but I didn't see that in my packet.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, you would have received it via email. It was revised after the packets.
Oh, I see, okay. Is that something you want read into the record?
I don't need it read into the record. I think it's part of the record, and that's fine. I just didn't want to let that go without making sure you knew about that.
Okay, well, thank you very much for bringing that to my point.
Welcome.
I don't have any questions myself. I think it was, and as presented, I think it answered any questions that I might have. I think what we'll do right now is we're going to go to the public. And is there anyone that wishes to speak in favor of this petition? If so, please come to the microphone. Seeing none, is there anyone with their hands up, Dolores?
I didn't put my
no.
hand up. We live on,
We have
I'm
to
sorry,
come up to
ma'am.
the
Excuse me.
microphone.
Is this in favor, ma'am?
my name is Laurel Wilson. I live on the pond, within view of what you're talking about. And one of our big concerns was the Plymouth gentians that grow in the water all around the edge in that area, as well as in front of our house and in some other parts. But
I didn't understand what you said. What grows on the edge?
Plymouth gentians, they're protected flower that grows in the water, grows up, and then has a very pretty daisy-like top, but it's protected by the state. And that would be our concerns is, as more and more people seem to want to use the pond, which is fine, you'd have to be careful that those plants aren't there.
Wouldn't that be the jurisdiction of the Conservation Commission when they reviewed
I
it?
guess it would. I don't know, because some people don't care about flowers in the pond.
Well, usually the Conservation Commission does. I just,
Okay, well, I'll just let you go on then.
Thank you for your comments, ma'am. Would anyone else wish to speak either in favor or against this petition? Please come to the microphone.
There's someone coming, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Timothy Walsh. I'm a butter to Irene and know each other a long time. My mother, Eunice Walsh, purchased the land on one of the abutting lots in 1980, and we built a house there. May I bring something to you, a picture? Is that okay?
We would
Well,
need,
why don't you make your point, please, sir?
Sure. So, as much as we like Irene, I feel that this would impact my privacy. It's like 15 feet from the back slider door of the house. There's a patio right there, too. If the staircase is built anywhere on that 10-foot, but the proposal is to build it like within a foot of my lot line, that would mean my back patio, I would have no privacy sitting there. There's an outdoor shower there on the back side of the house. There's view from the living rooms and the bedrooms, and that would just wind up being the staircase. In particular, with it being elevated as well, it would be sort of blocking the view out those windows. And the path is so narrow. I worry that once the staircase would be built, it would be there for who knows how long. And so any future owner of the house would have kind of this attraction of a staircase if the house was rented out for the summer or Airbnb'd or anything. There could be a lot of traffic, people standing on the staircase, smoking, whatever. And I feel like that would not just disrupt my privacy, but cause a security issue with people. It's 10 foot wide. Someone could wander onto my property and make inhabitants of my house uncomfortable. And I feel like, as much as I like Irene, I just can't be in support of this because I think it would harm my property value and my privacy.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you very much for that statement, sir. We'll certainly take your concerns into consideration.
May I bring some? Okay, I'll just bring this up.
What is it that you have there, sir?
Just a packet of photos, just like the view from.
Okay. All right, well, why don't you hand them to the gentleman into the,
right in the middle, sir.
In the middle here.
Mr.
yeah,
Mantoni.
right, hand them to the gentleman in the red sweater, or to his left will be fine.
That's the view.
Okay. Very good, thanks.
And we will stamp those as an exhibit. And if I can ask one of my board members what that picture purports to be.
It looks like it's a view from his sliders,
Yeah, so,
in the back of the house, view from the proposed staircase.
yeah, so that is a picture I took from where the staircase is marked out to be.
Thank you.
And so is the next picture.
That's all. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's just a photo out of a window, just kind of looking
That's the,
at what the foliage is in the
yeah, that's the bottom,
pond.
that's the bottom bedroom there and the picture out that window. And you can sort of see some property lines and the marked out of the staircase, so it'd sort of be a view there.
Okay.
And this is your patio?
Yes, yep.
Wow.
So where's the path right here with the orange stakes? on it?
Yeah, it looks like there's a stake there.
So wouldn't there be a lack of privacy right now if someone was on that path?
No one is ever on that path.
So then, I don't, what's the concern?
So, they have never used the strip of land. But if there's a staircase, I think you would agree that there would be more use. And if the house was in the future rented out or something, weekly rentals, my concern would be that there would be a constant flow of people on the staircase, and that would be right outside of my patio and in view of very close. It's 15 feet from the side of the house.
It's pretty close.
So, sir, if I may ask you, that lot line that we're looking at, that's your lot line right there?
That is the house that you see in the.
I see it says abutting dwelling, but the lot line that's right beside the proposed
Correct.
staircase, that's your lot line right there?
Correct. Yep.
And do you know the distance between that lot line and your house?
About 15 feet to the side of the house.
To the side of the house?
Yeah, so where the staircase is on this map, the staircase is about like 6 inches from the lot line, I would estimate. And so then there's like maybe 5 feet to where the patio is, and then maybe 10 feet to the house.
Okay. All right, does anyone have any questions for the abutter? No? Okay, well, thank you, sir. We'll keep these pictures, those for us?
Yeah, of course.
Sweet, yeah. Mr. Chairman, there's also a Trish Egan who has her hand raised, and she's online, sir.
Okay, all right, we'll hear from her. If she could identify herself for the record, her name and address.
Hi, good evening. My name is Trish Egan. I am the abutter at 826 West Yarmouth Road.
Okay, so, all right. So, tell us your comments, please.
Sure. First, I'd like to thank the board for their time tonight. I wasn't aware that this was moving forward until I got the postcard in the mail. The last discussion we had with Irene and Nancy was that they were not going to pursue the staircase. So I was kind of surprised when the postcard came in the mail. I guess I have 2 points. One is that I kind of want to put on record that in the drawing that was submitted, the old, I'll call the old footpath that went onto my property, I disagree with that depiction. I don't believe there's a footpath down there, and I certainly never gave permission for anyone to use our property down there.
And where is your property line, remind me, I think I see where you are. I see West Yarmouth Road, Parsonage Point. And so if I'm looking at the plan, if you're on West Yarmouth Road, your house is to the right of this house, is that correct?
On the opposite property line of Tim.
Right, okay, so that property line that runs down on the other side is your property line?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
So that was my first comment. The second comment I had, and I spoke to Irene and Nancy about this today, is I don't understand the need for a bench or any area on the staircase to congregate. If the goal is access to the pond, the bench on the property line, I don't think is needed.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add, ma'am?
No, that's all. Thank you for your time.
Hold on a sec. Does anyone on the board have any questions for this abutter?
I just wish I had a better feel for where is it the dwelling that's shown as a budding dwelling?
Yeah.
That's yours?
Right here, yeah.
Okay,
It's to the south.
okay.
Dick?
And that goes back quite a ways from the street?
That goes all the way to the old pond.
It goes all the way to the pond?
Yeah.
Okay. Wish I had an assessor's map.
Dick, just, this is Mr. Walsh's property right here.
From here. I can't see. Just,
This is Mr. Walsh's property. He spoke first,
yeah,
and this is Mrs. Egan's house right here.
okay.
So they are on either side of that 10-foot,
How high did you say this staircase was going to be?
I think according to the plan, it is maybe 6 feet off the ground,
6 feet off it.
something like that. It's not even, I mean, you can see the contour below, and
Oh,
you
yeah,
can-
yeah, okay.
it's not, to the railing, it might be a little bit more, but to the staircase, it's less.
And to address her question, what's the need for the bench, just to?
Well,
Rest spot.
the first thing we have is a landing there, and we need to break up those stairs because it gets tiring. Having a 2-foot cantilevered bench, 4 feet wide, it's 8 square feet. You can put about 2 people on it, so you can at least get a glimpse of the pond and sit and enjoy it for a few minutes. It's a set of stairs.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Does anybody have any questions for the abutter, Ms. Egan? No? Okay, well, thank you very much for your input, ma'am.
Thank you.
Do we have anyone else that wishes to speak regarding this petition? Seeing none. Counsel, is there anything else that you would like to add?
Yeah, I'm just constantly amazed by the willingness of abutters and neighbors to oppose projects like this when they enjoy the benefits previously issued by this board. Mr. Walsh owns a property that received a benefit of a variance from this board to allow for a 2-foot encroachment into that side setback toward our lot line. His property is 28 feet, 28 feet from where the stairs are going to be. So if the patio is in there, I didn't see anyone from the Conservation Commission asking why that's there. Mr. Chairman?
Yes, go ahead, I'm sorry. Please don't interrupt.
The Conservation Commission also gave relief to allow for that house to be built. And the lot was also the benefactor of a Board of Health variance in 1987 to allow a septic system to be installed. So why a set of stairs is going to be interfere in any way, shape, or form with privacy is beyond me. Ms. Egan's property is 10 feet from this side setback and 10 feet from the other side as well. She also has a 340 square foot deck on the back of her house that she can use to look at the pond. And her set of stairs goes down that same steep embankment, but has a 10 by 10 deck at the top of it. So, you know, again, everyone can get down to the water safely. Ms. Holmes is just trying to do that. Why, you know, in case you didn't know, Ms. Holmes is 99 years old. She will be 100 years old in December.
Wow.
She's trying to enjoy her property. She's spry, she's active, she wants to get there. I'm sorry I used your age. I'm sorry I put that out there. So, but she just wants to be able to use that property without falling down an embankment. That's it. So this is a troubling trend that we constantly see. I never understood it. These complaints are petty at best, and I don't think that a set of stairs which is going to allow people to come and go quickly without congregating on a 8-foot, square-foot bench is in any way relevant to this matter. If she meets all the criteria, I think a variance should be issued.
Thank you very much, Attorney Tarter. Does the board have any further questions from the petitioner, for the petition, before we close the hearing to the public and begin deliberation? Hearing none. Okay. So we're going to close the hearing to the public comment, and we are going to open it for board discussion and deliberation. Mr. Neitz, what are
Yes.
your thoughts?
I think it's a tough one, and I'm struggling with it. That's very close to an abutter. It's a lot closer to the abutters than it is to the property owner. And it's after being in one location for a long time, I think anybody would be concerned about having a structure built so close to my property line that was really so close to my outside living space. So I feel for the abutters, petty or not. I think it's a legitimate concern on the part of the abutters to see such a dramatic change. And I wonder how much use it's actually going to get in the foreseeable future, but I too would be concerned about, the change of ownership at some point in the future, and a drastic increase in activity in my backyard so close to my patio and the bathroom window, and the outside shower. So I think the concerns are legitimate, and I'm struggling with it.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Martin, your thoughts?
Well, I would agree with Mr. Neitz. This would be a lot easier if the neighbors weren't against it. I can't imagine this being too obtrusive or too much of a pain. I guess I do have one question for the abutter on Parsonage Point. Do you have a trail down to the pond, sir?
The property,
He's not on Parsonage Point, he's on.
No, he's on Parsonage Point, yeah.
yeah, the property that I have goes all the way to the pond
Yeah.
from the road.
And do you have a trail down to the pond?
There is a trail down to the pond from it. There's no slope or any. There's the land was bulldozed all the way to the water by the developer, I guess.
Okay.
And so, right straight from Parsonage Point, it goes down to the pond.
Yeah. Thank you. I don't know. I've got some issues. It is a structure. It is very close to both lot lines. on the other hand, I can certainly see petitioner's desire to be able to get to the pond at her age. I think one possibility of adding to anything, if we do make such a decision in favor, would be that it would be for this property owner only, and any future property owner would need to come back to us.
Can't do that.
Can't do that?
Statute
Not
doesn't
for a
allow that.
variance, no.
Is it what?
Variance.
Not for a variance, it runs with the
Variance.
land.
Oh, that's right, I'm sorry. Thank you, I should have known that. Okay, so much for that. I don't know, I mean, I guess I'm kind of like Mr. Neitz here, and I have mixed emotions. I can understand the abutters issues, but I don't really feel this is going to be that terrible to look at. I can't imagine it being busy.
All right.
That's all.
John, your thoughts?
I understand the proximity to both lot lines, but other than that, I don't have any problem with it. This is her access to the pond. And this is the way the lot is. It is a pork chop lot, and this is her only access down it. I mean, to me, it appears as though it's a safety issue more than anything, so she can get down. I don't understand why there'd be more traffic with the stairs than currently set up right now. It's just a path. I mean, so I don't really have an issue with it at all. I think, for Mrs. Holmes to be able to access the pond, at her age, I think it's a necessity. So I support it. Thank you.
Okay. Barbara, your thoughts?
I think when you look at these photos, you really get a sense of how close it is to the abutter's patio. And you see where the orange stakes are. And I think, I'd like to think that, this path would help Ms. Holmes get down to the pond easier, but I think the concern is it's then going to be a permanent structure, and when she sells the house, how much activity might those stays get? So I'm not sure I can support it.
Okay. Well, I hear the arguments on both sides here. I hear John's argument that you're right. It's just a staircase and it's a boardwalk that leads down to the pond. It is a different lot. All those that abut the pond seem to have the access to it. This lady has to go down a path. I understand the need for this from her perspective. I do understand the concerns of the abutters. I think it is a tough call. But we need to take a vote on this, okay? It requires 4 out of 5 votes. So what I want to do is I want to poll the board. If we're going to vote on this, are you in favor or are you opposed? I'm going to give everybody just a couple of seconds to think about this, because I don't want to take a vote necessarily before we know where the board's going on this. I don't know that. So, since we started with you, Mr. Neitz, I'm going to put you on the hot seat first. We're gonna
Somehow I knew that, I'm not sure. Just because I don't come here very often, I think you're picking on me, but.
Well, that red sweater's an easy target.
I guess so. I've been told that before. I think the detriment to those abutters, particularly Mr. Walsh's property, is greater than the long-term gain. And I don't think I cannot vote for it.
Okay. Mr. Martin?
Yeah, I'd have to agree, just the fact that it's a structure and it's 1 foot or so from both lot lines to both abutters who are not in favor of it. I would probably have to say no to this as well, and I'd like to make it easier for her to get to the pond, but it may just have to remain a trail for her and any future occupant.
Okay. John, you voiced your support for it. Is your support still the same?
Yes.
Okay. Barbara?
No, I'm not in favor
How
of
would
it.
you vote on this?
I'd vote no.
Okay. Attorney Tardif, you've heard the feeling of the board. It appears that there are insufficient votes for this variance to be granted tonight. Do you wish the board to proceed with a vote? Or would you like the opportunity to withdraw this without prejudice, which would give you the opportunity to maybe look at it a little differently?
Well, I'd like to have a minute to talk to my client about it. I would say that the reasons provided already for denial of this are not the criteria in your bylaw. And if we're going to go to a vote, I'm not saying we are, but if we are, I would love a decision that's going to outline with particularity the reasons for the denial, because I've been given variances by this board in the past on a heck of a lot less than this. And for a temporary structure that's not a house, not a shed, not a cell tower, but a set of stairs to get someone to and from the property when everyone else can get to theirs, when you get to the pond, is preposterous. But if you can give me a few minutes, I can talk to my client about this.
Please take your time. Would you prefer that we, do you need a few minutes?
Yes, please.
Why don't we do this? What we're going to do is, if you want to, we're going to take a 5-minute intermission. I'm not going to open up the next hearing, okay? I want you to leave your things there. Let's have a 5-minute intermission. Let's let Attorney Tardif and his client perhaps move into the other room so they can speak privately, and then we'll come back and we'll reconvene.
Okay.
The board stands in recess for 5 minutes.
Characterize this as not a permanent structure. That's the problem, I think. It certainly looks like permanent to me.
Well, it's still injurious to the
Under the bylaws, oh, okay. Well, I guess this is ripped out.
Right.
Yeah. Look at those pictures. Yes, exactly.
I don't, the traffic is irrelevant.
I think so too.
Down the stairs,
Yeah.
how's the corner?
Yeah.
And I don't,
wife would be home by 7, so I gotta move along.
You're in trouble.
Always the way, either you're home. Either you're home sooner than you
Yeah,
expect.
exactly, exactly.
I only need to snap one copy whenever somebody does that.
I appreciate that, thank you. Usually I have to go looking for it.
This guy's mother was. His mother was my kid's teacher. West Side Nursery School. My son will be 53 this year, so they're.
Mine's 41.
That's exciting. That's good. Happy and you like his choice too? That's great.
Battery?
Our son was 36, I think.
She's older than he is.
Oh, really?
Chairman is not back yet. There he is.
The board will now reconvene. Attorney Tardif, if I may ask, how would your client like to proceed?
Sure. So we're going to request the withdrawal without prejudice. Just a caveat that our amazement has now turned to anger, and I don't understand this decision in any way, shape, or form, but that's what we'd like to do.
Okay. Is anyone on the board prepared to make a motion to allow the petitioner to withdraw her request for relief without prejudice?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chair.
We have a motion made by Mr. Neitz,
Second.
second by Mr. Martin. Okay, we're gonna do a roll call vote. Barbara?
Aye.
Barbara?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Dick Neitz?
Aye.
Dick Martin?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. That passes 5 in favor, none opposed. Very sorry we couldn't grant you your relief, ma'am. Please have a nice evening.
That's a tough one.
Second here. The next petition on our agenda is petition 5199. Michelle Jean Baptiste, doing business as Cape Bloom Floral Design. Property is located at 228 Route 28, West Yarmouth. It's in a B2 zoning district, and the applicant seeks to modify decision 5173 dated May 5th, 2025, and/or a variance from section 202.5 footnote 2 for an H1, H2, and H11 use in a B2 zoning district to conduct the temporary and seasonal sale of plants and holiday crafts outside a building. The applicant requests a waiver from the requirement for a certified site plot plan less than 2 years old. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Could you identify yourself for the record, please?
Michelle Jean Baptiste.
Okay. Why don't you tell us about your petition?
Sure. So thank you for your time tonight. It's nice to see everyone again. And it was nice to see some of you this.
Up a little bit.
Sure. It was nice to see everyone tonight. It was also nice to see everyone this summer on our lot. Everyone that purchased flowers from us and plants this summer. We had a great time with the Yarmouth residents and the community. So what I'm looking to do today is modify the variance that was approved for us over the summer. So we're able to continue to sell holiday greenery in November and December on that same lot with the same exact plan that we presented 6 months ago. The addition that also we're looking for is we are hoping to partner up with local artists from the town of Yarmouth and the surrounding towns where they can come in and they can, set up their tables next to ours and sell holiday items, crafts, ornaments, things like that.
Okay. And so what would be the dates? And just for purposes of clarification, I don't think we can modify
No.
the existing variance. We have to grant you a new variance.
Okay. Thank you for
So,
letting
but
me
that's
know.
okay, because you've asked for that. So, in the alternative. So, what would be the dates that you would be looking to do this?
So we are looking to do this on the weekends, starting November 8th, all the way through December 28th. So every Saturday and Sunday for the 2 months leading up to the holiday.
And you said that there would be additional people on the lot besides yourself?
Yes, so we are looking to partner up with local artists that make handmade wreath, handmade ornaments, just small items that our customers could also purchase as gifts for the holidays. So they will be set up right with us on that same lot for that same exact time.
Okay. And they would be selling directly to the public? They wouldn't be going through you?
Correct. They will be selling their own items directly. They'll handle all their sales. We'll handle all our sales.
Okay. And it would be roughly the same hours of operation, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., 7 days a week?
So we are looking to do this on the weekends only. So it would be the same exact hours from 9 to 6 on Saturday and Sundays.
Do you know how many different local artists that you would be having on the site?
Sure. So ideally, I would like to have anywhere between 15 to 20 at most.
Have you identified those people?
We have connected with some, but I was waiting to meet with all of you before, I make any commitments or move forward with any of them. So we've made just personal connections with different local vendors on the Cape.
Well, I think one issue that you're having here is, whereas you're not running this all through you, this is not an allowed use here, it's allowed by way of variance, they would have to come in and file their own applications to operate on this site. So this isn't your business, this is you, and then you're inviting a number of different people to sell directly to the public. So it's more like a flea market. Not to say it's a flea market, but it's looking and operating as a flea market. I know what you're doing, you're trying to sell the holiday decorations and flowers and those things. And there is a synergy, obviously, with all of this together, because that's the way people like to purchase it. And it's kind of a one-stop shop. But when you have a number of different vendors, they would need to fill out their own applications for a variance and appear before us. I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now, though. I'm going to go to the board and have them see what questions they may have. Mr. Martin, do you have any questions for the petitioner?
No, other than I guess I'd have the same concerns you have. I don't have any questions as to what's proposed.
Okay. Mr. Needs?
I have several. It says in the petition, holiday crafts outside a building. What does that mean?
So the lot doesn't have an existing building on it.
I know.
That's why we seeked a variance 6 months ago, and we sold plants and flowers on that
I know,
lot without
yeah.
an existing building.
With a building?
So there is no.
Why is it in here? It says seasonal sale of plants and holiday crafts outside a building.
It's just a bylaw.
Yes, correct. Thank you, Mr. Mantoni. That's how it's written in the bylaw, Mr. Nates.
Oh, that's the way the bylaw is?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Outside of a building, but you don't have a building. You're
Correct.
not going to have a building. Do you have electricity?
No.
How are you going to light it after 4 o'clock in December?
We are going to rent a generator.
And you were going to have sanitary facilities as well?
We did in the summer, and we will again. We will have porta potties on the lot.
I have a real problem with this, Mr. Chair. You know, this was a temporary variance that was given for 2024. It extended into 2025, and now they're looking to extend it again. I can't help but think of the appearance on Route 28 of another no-structure business, when there are a lot of businesses that pay a lot of taxes to be in existence, that this would be in direct competition with, not to mention the fact that many of those businesses have endured an incredible hardship over the last several months due to the construction on Route 28. And now they'd be entering a competitor during the season that's usually pretty good for some of these businesses. So I'm going to have trouble with the hardship on this one, because I think the hardship is not on the petitioner, but on the other businesses that are selling like things in the town.
Okay, thank you. John, do you have any questions?
Just a couple.
Scott?
Yeah, a couple, please. So are you going to fence it in like you did last time?
Yes, absolutely.
So everybody would be inside the fenced area,
Correct.
and the parking would be outside there?
Correct.
And when you say you're selling greenery, what exactly does that mean? Is that like poinsettias, or what exactly are you selling?
So holiday greenery, holiday arrangements that we will create, and some that we will purchase from our greenhouse that we work with.
Flower arrangement?
Flower arrangements, most of it would be holiday greenery.
Well, you can't sell poinsettias in 20-degree weather either, so-
Correct. So we will not be selling poinsettias.
without heat.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Barbara, do you have any questions?
Yeah,
Comments?
I'm just really concerned. I know how busy these, holiday lots get when they're selling Christmas trees and wreaths, and, the number of people that are attracted to these sites. So I've just got some real concern about the parking and the traffic and the in and out and the whole thing, so, yeah, I think I'm just very concerned with how busy this could be.
Okay, all right.
Are you selling trees?
We will be selling trees, yes.
So you're selling Christmas trees as well, okay. Well, as I said before, the only thing that we could grant you, if the board were inclined to grant you any relief tonight, is what you're going to do. We couldn't grant any relief for any other third parties to come onto the property and sell whatever they they're going to sell. If everything went through you and it was your business, that perhaps would be something we could consider. I know you did come before us last year, or excuse me, this was just recently this year in April. You were selling your flowers. I believe you had told us that you had had a problem with your previous site or something was damaged to it. And you were looking for this site to continue. See, one of the concerns that I have is there's no building on this site, and it requires a building under the bylaw. Aside from that, the site really, if there's going to be anything that's going on there, I think it needs to be cleaned up. I think if anybody is going to come on to this site and look to do anything in the future, there's going to have to be an understanding that the site in and of itself has got to be cleaned up.
Buffer strips.
Yeah, you know, it really, it's just not suitable. You know, I think we all support what you want to do, but we have a charge under the bylaw as well, is to follow the direction that it gives us. And I don't know that you really meet the criteria of a variance. You know, we gave you that temporary variance last year. Now, if you were to come before us again with something and you wanted to make this a more permanent site, I think we would, at least speaking for myself, I would require that there be a building on this property and that the site in and of itself be cleaned up. And cleaned up, I mean really cleaned up, and probably some type of buffers, green buffers, and a driveway that's got some pavement on it and delineated parking spaces, so it looks like a business. So, while I appreciate what you want to do, I don't really think I can support this either. So I am hearing some concern from the board. If we were to take a vote tonight and it didn't go your way, you'd be precluded for 2 years from coming back. So I guess my question to you is, do you want us to proceed tonight with a vote, which would preserve your rights to appeal if you wanted to appeal our decision? Or would you wish to consider requesting a withdrawal of your petition without prejudice that would allow you to come back with refiling it if you had a different plan that you wanted to present to the board?
Okay, would this be in regards to what I'm asking for today, or like if I was to come back and seek a variance to do exactly what we did this past summer over again next year, would this all be like included of the 2
No.
years that you're speaking of, or is it just what I'm seeking today?
No, this is, we can't grant you any more relief than what you've asked for right now.
Okay.
So what you're asking for right now is, what you've told us is weekends through December 28th. We can't grant you anything for next year, nor do I think we would.
Okay.
So I think what, at least from my perspective, that two things. First of all, we are very happy that you want to do business in the town of Yarmouth, and I drove by, and although I didn't come in to buy any plants from you over the summer, I did recommend people go in there. It looked very nice, and we think you did a good job.
Thank you.
And it's not with you, it's the site. So please don't misunderstand us. It requires things, and one of them is a building, and it needs particular site upgrades that are required under the bylaw. So while we would encourage you to perhaps think about coming back next year, we would also encourage you to look at the bylaw, see what requirements are required under the bylaw, and knowing that we would want to have those somewhat abided by. I don't know if there could be any variation from that. But as far as I'm concerned, that lot really needs to be cleaned up if it's going to be used at all on a temporary basis as we gave to you.
Okay, understood.
Does anyone else have anything they'd like to add to what I said?
No, I think you said it very well, Mr. Chairman, and I think, I guess we need a decision from the petitioner as to whether or not she wants to withdraw without prejudice or have us take a vote.
Okay.
I do want to just add that what I am trying to do is create a nice experience for the community. We did get amazing feedback from the community this past summer. They enjoyed coming in and not having to drive, an extra 20 or 30 minutes in traffic to, whether to purchase their plants or be outside and see flowers. But I do understand what you shared, and thank you for explaining thoroughly. I would like to withdraw today, if possible.
Okay, so we have a request from the petitioner to withdraw her petition without prejudice. Do we have someone prepared to make a motion?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chair.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion made by Mr. Neat, seconded by Mr. Mantoni. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, we're going to take a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, please say aye. Barbara?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Dick Neats?
Aye.
Dick Martin?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. That's 5 in favor, none against. We're sorry that we couldn't grant you your relief tonight. Please just understand we are in support of your business, but we need to take the bylaw into consideration. I hope you'll take our comments into consideration if you consider coming back again.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Have a nice evening.
You too. Thank you very much. Dolores, do we have any other business tonight?
No, sir, Mr. Chairman.
We don't. And our next hearing date is
November 13th,
November 13th.
will you
And how
be-
many do we have on for that night?
We have 4, sir.
We have 4. Okay. Okay. Who's available on the, is everybody here available for the 13th?
Yep.
Yep.
Well, I think we have a continuance on 897 Route 28, so I think everyone,
Oh.
it will be everyone, and I think Mr. Panabianco.
Okay, they're coming back before us as well?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to touch base with you in the next couple of days regarding that one, just to see if anything we've received from them. Okay, why don't we, anybody want to entertain a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all is in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Didn't think I'd hear any. Well, thank you very much, everyone, and
you.
see you on the 13th.
All right.